right, I had a chance to review the MateView GT not too long ago from Huawei. They sent me that monitor out to take a look at it, but then it also became part of my regular day-to-day production. It's such a great monitor, but they also shot me out another monitor. It's just simply called the MateView, and this one's a little bit different. It's definitely engineered more for office work and document work. It's got a bit of a taller aspect ratio, so it's definitely something more suited for looking at documents or looking at websites and being able to see everything. It's an HD monitor, and it actually can run video games and video content beautifully, but the resolution's a little bit different here. You can see that you can run games like Doom Eternal at this resolution, 3840 by 2560 resolution. I've got this running on an Alienware R12 computer, and it was really cool. It almost kind of reminded me of being able to play a game in sort of IMAX aspect ratio, where you've got a bit of a taller screen, you can see a little bit more. It's still wide, but it's a little bit taller. And, the specs on the MateView are pretty damn solid. We're talking about a 28.2-inch display with a 3:2 aspect ratio. It's got HDR 400 capabilities, 500 nits brightness. It has a 1200 to 1 contrast ratio and a 60 hertz refresh rate. And it's got 1.07 billion colors and a DCI P3 color accuracy. So it's not too dissimilar from some of the specs that I had to play with and have been playing with the MateView GT. But the MateView GT obviously is more of a widescreen. So it's interesting. They have kind of a stout screen with this 3:2 aspect on the MateView monitor. But you can see the MateView GT is wonderful for my kind of work where I'm editing and I want to see the whole timeline on something that I might be working on. It also has slightly different specs. This one has a 34-inch diagonal display at 1500R in terms of the curvature. The aspect ratio is 21:9. It's a 3440 by 1440 display. I love gaming and I love working on the MateView GT, but I have to say I was super impressed looking at the images and the quality and also the sleek design of the traditional MateView as well. It's just like almost bezel-less. It's really like this window that will show up on your desk or in your office space. Here's a little bit of video footage that I found online showing off 4K 60 frames per second with HDR, and it looked incredible. Popped off the screen. It looked almost three-dimensional. It was really, really nice. There's also a built-in speaker in this monitor as well, which actually sounded all right. I threw on the PlayStation 5 and played some Cyberpunk on there, and it looked pretty damn cool. And there's some flexibility with the way that the monitor can be outfitted as well. You can move the monitor up and down on the stand. It all comes pre-set up, so there's nothing you have to do to put it together. But you can sort of swivel the monitor depending on where you have it height-wise on your desk. And it just looks so sleek. I was super impressed by the build quality and the look of it. It's very, very stylish. There are also a bunch of ports built into it. So you've got HDMI in, mini display port in, and then you've got a couple of USB ports on the side. So the whole idea with this monitor is for you to basically use this as your hub. So when you hook up a laptop or something to it, you can have it be powered just by the one power outlet that's coming out of the monitor. I've got a MacBook Pro, and I plugged in using a USB-C to USB-C, and poop, the monitor just popped up there, and I was getting power to my laptop at the same time, which was pretty damn great. I got to say that Huawei, I've never tested out their stuff before. I've never checked out any of their goods before, but they were. It was pretty cool that they reached out and said, we want to show you the MateView and the MateView GT. I prefer the GT, but that's for me. You may have a situation in your life where you are looking for, a more traditional kind of spec'd out monitor out there. This one's a little bit taller. One of the cool things actually about this that I did notice, like it's great for looking at websites. Here's our YouTube channel right there, and video looks great on it. Obviously, this is shot off the screen, so it's not the same thing that I'm looking at, but it's that same aspect ratio as Game Boy Advance. So it's like it stretches right to the edges of everything, and so GBA stuff just looks incredible on this thing. Yeah, I was quite impressed by the MateView. I think Huawei's, and I believe that these are their two first sort of gaming-centric monitors that they're sort of diving into the market. I know the GT is for sure, but they're off to a pretty good start. I'm a big fan of both the MateView and the MateView GT. I would give the MateView an 8 out of 10.